Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, we are ootin' a boot. We got things to do. We got to drop off a package at the UPS. We got to pick up some stuff. So before we get into all that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. So y'all have probably already deduced that it's Friday, right? Because we are headed oot in a boot. And that's what we do around here. We head oot in a boot on a Friday because Thursday and Friday are kind of my weekend days. I mean, I still work. I just don't work as much on those days or for as long on those days as I do on the other days. Like the other days I work intermittently, and we talked about this last week, right? I work intermittently starting early in the morning until well into the afternoon. Well, on Thursdays and Fridays, I don't do that so much. So on Thursdays, I'm done working by 10 o'clock. And then I have one class later in the day, but I have a bunch of time in between. So on Thursdays, I kind of sort through all my who's its and whatsies and figure out what I need to do and where I need to go and all of that stuff. And then on Fridays, I actually do the doing. So that's what we're doing today, is the running about and the doings that I figured out yesterday that I needed to do. And one of those things was, I don't know if y'all can see it in the back seat, but I need to return a printer that I ordered from Best Buy because it either won't do or I can't figure out how to make it do some things I need it to do. So I said, you know what? If it's smarter than me, I just don't need it in the house. So that's going back. And it's been sitting on the couch/counter waiting to go for 3 weeks now. So if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up owning that thing forever because I'm going to miss the return date. So that's headed back. And I need to pick up groceries, y'all, because last week we talked about how my schedule has changed and it's kind of elongated itself throughout the days. So I'm hungry more often during the days. So we talked about eating more food. Well, now that I've established kind of a plan of what to eat and when to eat it, now I need to actually have those things in the house. So I thought we could get some groceries and talk about a sort of, I don't know, essential things to have in the house list. Because I don't know, but that might be changing up a little bit for me now that my eating is changing. I'm definitely going to need to have more of some things around because I'm eating more. So let's do that. Let me run and drop off this printer before I get distracted and it ends up riding in my car for 3 weeks. And then we end up for reals owning an upstairs printer and a downstairs printer. Because y'all know I went ahead and bought another printer. So I do actually have a printer that's not the one in the back seat in the box. So I 100% need to return this one, or we're going to end up with an office printer and a kitchen printer or something, and the intern will not appreciate that business at all. So let me return the printer, let me get the groceries and get back to the house. We'll go over the groceries, talk about a to-do list, maybe make some stuff, and at some point I need to get in some workout clothes and do a workout. So y'all chill out, do what you got to do, and I will meet you back at the house. All right, y'all, we are home. I have my groceries spread out all over my counter. So let's go through this. Let me show you what I got before everything melts and spoils and turns to mush. So let's start over here as usual with the frozens. So I got my standard, y'all know, I got my frozen fruit for my yogurt in the morning. So I do frozen fruit, I do blueberries and mixed fruit, and I just put them in a bowl, let them thaw, put in, well, there's actually a new plan now, so I'll tell you the whole new plan after we go through all of this. So I do mixed fruit and blueberries with, we still of course use the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. So I got some of that, and y'all, I straight up hoard plain Greek yogurt because I'm so afraid I'm going to run out of it. So I got some of that. I got some canned fruit, and y'all, you got to get the no sugar added kind of canned fruit. These are 0 points if you get the no sugar added kind. and I keep sliced pears and sliced peaches on hand to eat with my cottage cheese. Now this time I just got the 1% fat cottage cheese. So of course this is gonna add a point or two depending on how much I eat, but that's super filling. And for some reason I don't like canned fruit with Greek yogurt. I'll do the frozen fruit with Greek yogurt, but canned fruit with Greek yogurt, I feel like it gets a little slimy and I don't like it. So I got those. I keep fat-free shredded cheese on hand just for randoms. Like I'll throw this in some of whatever, and it's 0 points up to, I think, 1/4 cup. Check me on that. But up to definitely a certain amount at 0 points. So I keep that on hand. Y'all have seen these drinks from me before. These are 0 points. They're the flavored sparkling water. I like the peach nectar, black raspberry, and the huckleberry. I don't know, those are just the flavors I like, so I keep those on hand. Those are the Walmart ones. I think they're 82 cents a piece or something. Y'all know my thing is protein, right? I love protein snacks. So I keep imitation crab meat on hand, and I'll just grab some of this and just eat it when I'm hungry. This, I believe, is 1 point per ounce. Y'all check me on all of my points, because I'm doing this off the top of my head, but I believe the imitation crab meat is 1 point per ounce. And an ounce is kind of a good little handful just to grab and go when you're hungry. I also keep grilled chicken on hand. So these you buy already done. It's grilled chicken strips, and I'll grab 2 or 3 pieces of this. I have a 5-minute break in between my classes, so I'll grab a couple pieces of this, shove them in my mouth, and get back to work, and that'll hold me until I have time for an actual, like, real break, instead of grabbing something that makes me sad later that I've eaten it. I keep ham and turkey lunch meat in here. So ham is 1 point per ounce. So for lunch, y'all saw this from me. I think we talked about this last week. I'll do an ounce of ham and an ounce or some of turkey. Now the sliced turkey is 0 points, but I count points for it because 1, I eat a lot of it, and 2, I just feel like it's substantial enough that it should be points. So y'all, I know that I'm messing with the science there, but I count my turkey. Well, I count that turkey. So that's that. These Zevia sodas, like the Zevia Cokes, the intern likes these. I don't. It's stevia is the sweetener. So it's not that artificial sweetener that we've talked about before that I believe is not good for your brain. But this is just too sweet for me, but the intern likes it. He'll drink it. It's 0 points, 0 calories. So I keep the ginger ale on hand for him. Salad, you know, I like me a spring mix. This is a spring mix that I prefer. So I got a bucket of that. I got some onions, y'all. I will chop up an onion and throw it in a pan with whatever kind of meat I'm cooking. Like if I'm doing ground turkey, which I already put my ground turkey in the fridge. I should show y'all what I got, but it's just the 99% lean ground turkey. But I'll chop up an onion, throw that in there with the ground turkey with a little bit of olive oil, throw in some corn and cook that up good, and then mix it in with some mashed cauliflower. So good. But anyway, so I keep a bunch of onions on hand. These I buy for the intern. Y'all saw us, well, y'all saw us eat these last week. Y'all saw me feed these to the intern last week. I keep the single size servings of Bob Evans mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese on hand. Now, I don't eat these, so I'm not certain of the points, but I think, and I might be totally wrong, but I think the mashed potatoes are either like 3 or 5 points for one serving of these things. And y'all, it's a little bowl. Like this is 2 servings in this thing. So I don't think it would be all that awful if you wanted some mashed potatoes, especially if you were doing like ground turkey or something. So your protein was low points. You do one of these with corn or something. So this is really your only real points. I don't know why I don't eat them. I just don't. But the intern likes them a lot. And it's easy for me. I do these with some kind of meat for him, like a pork chop in the air fryer or a hamburger or something. Throw these in the microwave for a minute and a half. Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. Uncle Bob. He's done, and it's just easy to do. So we keep mashed potatoes and mac and cheese on hand. The mac and cheese is more points because it's better. But I want to say they're like 3 points for these and 5 points for these. But again, I don't eat them, so I don't have the points like carved into my brain. Of course, I got apples. I am a Honeycrisp apple snob. I will eat other apples, but if I have the option, I'll get me a Honeycrisp. So I got apples. For breakfast in the morning, I do, and I'm going to show you the yogurt that I've been doing, but I do fruit and yogurt, apple and a banana, some little cuties, and a half a cup of Cheerios with almond milk, with the plain, no sugar added, unsweet, no flavor, no nothing, almond milk. And y'all remember a few weeks ago, I checked the points on Cheerios and freaked myself out because I checked the multigrain Cheerios, not the regular Cheerios. Regular Cheerios are 1 point for a half cup, and then no points for a half a cup of this Silk plain unsweet almond milk. So that's 1 point for half a cup of almond milk with Cheerios. And then no points for the fruit, obviously. And I'll tell you what I do with the yogurt. I keep saying that. I'm going to get to it. But for 1 point for my breakfast. Y'all, they didn't have the big thing of Hidden Valley Ranch like seasoning stuff. So I got the Walmart brand. I'll let you know how it is. This is significantly cheaper. So if we like it, that's going to be a good deal. But of course I used this to make my ranch dip. So I got that. I needed some more garlic powder. I should have just gone ahead and gotten the big bucket of garlic powder, but I didn't. I got the little thing. I needed some toothpaste, so I got some toothpaste. And then sandwiches. This is I use whatever kind of 2 points for 2 slices bread they have, but this is my favorite. I like the Sara Lee Delightful with like the bits of stuff on it. I just feel like it's making me fuller, even if it's not. I got some Joseph's pitas, the flax, oat bran, and whole wheat pita breads. These are 1 point for pita. And I got the Carb Control Love and Fresh tortillas. These, I believe, are 2 points per tort. They're the bigger ones. They're not those little like street taco size ones that I like. They didn't have those, so I got the bigger ones. I got frozen shrimps. That's another great protein option for 0 points. So I'll cook not a bunch of these because they'll go bad right sharpish if you leave them sitting in the fridge too long. But I'll cook some of these, and it might be gross, y'all, but I'll snack just straight off these. Again, when I'm hungry and I want something quick to grab, I will grab some shrimps and just eat them straight out the bowl once they're cooked. I'm not an animal. I don't eat them raw. I got some canned corn. I have frozen corn in the fridge. I don't know why I felt like I wanted canned corn, but I did. So I got some. Got some black-eyed peas, 0 points. I got garbanzo beans, chickpeas, for the making of the hummus. Y'all know how I live on my hummus. And I got black beans because I'm a Cuban girl. So I need black beans to eat with my rice. And y'all, I think that's about it. So you can see my shrimps are sweating. Let me get this stuff put away, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about my actual Weight Watchers must-haves. Like when I'm making my shopping list, what do I check and say, okay, do I have this? No, then I need to buy some. So let me get all of this put up, and I'll be back and we'll talk about the must-haves, all right? So y'all sit tight. No, I'm gonna go work out quick. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work out. No, slow down. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna work out, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about must-haves. All right, so y'all still sit tight, but it's gonna be a little longer, but I'll be back and then we'll talk about our must-haves.
I can see you from behind. You can hear me in your mind. Run so fast as you can go. Time will catch you before you know.
All right, y'all, I worked out. That's done. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't all that easy, but it's done. So let's talk about the things that I feel like if I have them around, if I keep them in my kitchen, then I'm more likely to make good choices and have sort of successful days. Like we've talked about before, I'm on Weight Watchers. So I have successful days on Weight Watchers, but I think whatever means that you use to sort of quantify your diet, if it's carbs or calories or whatever it is that you're counting, I think keeping these things around or some derivative of these things around will help you to control your hunger and have good days. So I always start off with breakfast. And as we talked about last week, my schedule's a little weird now, so I kind of break breakfast up, and instead of eating it all at once, I eat a little bit and then a little bit and a little bit, but I'm still eating a big breakfast. And one thing, so I do Greek yogurt with fruit and then fresh fruit and Cheerios and almond milk, like I told you when I was showing you my groceries. Well, one thing that I've changed about my breakfast is that I've added some overnight oats. And we talked last week about when I first tried it, all I did was took 2 tablespoons of just plain old oats, put them in some yogurt, let it sit overnight, mixed it into my yogurt and fruit, ate that. And y'all, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't good. Like the plainness of that oatmeal made the whole thing really plain. So what I'm doing now is, and here's what I recommend. I take 2 tablespoons of oatmeal, mix in a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener, put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, about a teaspoon of vanilla, mix that up, put it in the fridge, let it sit overnight. And then that's what I mix in with my yogurt and my fruit, just to give it a little bit more bulk. Because like I mentioned last week, I'm working a lot more, I'm active a lot more during the day, so I'm just hungrier. So for 1 point, I get a lot more bulk in that yogurt. So I'm going to count all of that as one of my absolute must-haves. And I showed you most of this in my grocery haul. The Greek yogurt, the frozen fruit. This is the monk fruit sweetener that I use. I use Splenda just because it's what they have at Walmart. But whatever your sweetener of choice is, this is just the one that I like because I feel like it tastes, I like sugar, y'all. It tastes to me like sugar and doesn't have any kind of aftertaste to it. So monk fruit sweetener is my monk fruit sweetener is a must-have for me. Also, the drinks that we talked about. So those 0 point sparkling waters, soda waters, whatever they are, those help me not grab, like, God forbid, not grab a Coke or like sweet tea or something that's just adding calories to my day and adding points on Weight Watchers. So they're 0 points. They quench my thirst without adding any points. So y'all, I think that being mindful about what you're drinking is a good way to mind your points or your calories. I drink one of those drinks generally a day. I drink ice water and black coffee. Now, if you like cream and sugar in your coffee, totally fine. Just measure it, count your points, your calories, whatever you're counting, add them to your tally for the day, and just move on with it. But I don't like to have points in my drinks, so I drink point-free drinks. Chicken. I have raw chicken in the fridge. I keep these on hand. I showed y'all these in my grocery haul. Chicken is a good lean protein that's, to me, easy to grab. The raw chicken is easy to thaw quickly if I need to make a meal. And it's very versatile. It's easy to cook. I can cook it quickly. Y'all know I will throw chicken in the crock pot, shred it up, and put that on just about anything. You can put it on one of those wraps that we talked about. 0 points for the chicken, 2 points for the wrap. You got a meal. You can put it on a sandwich. You can mix it in with some rice or those mashed potatoes or macaroni and cheese. You can serve it with just about anything, and you're getting 0 points for your protein. So the only points that you're counting are the points that you get with your sides. And y'all, if you get to the end of your day and you realize that you've used up all of your points, chicken with a couple of veg, maybe some broccoli and corn, and you've got a filling meal that's 0 points. So chicken, I always have chicken on hand. Along with that, turkey. I showed you, I put it up because it was sitting out for a little minute and kind of squeeging me out, but I keep lunch meat turkey and ground 99% fat-free turkey on hand. And y'all, I will eat that 99% fat-free turkey every single night. I brown half a pound of it, throw in some frozen corn, or I have canned corn now because it makes me feel fancy, but throw in some corn, maybe some onions, mix it up with half of a container of mashed cauliflower. The only points I'm getting are the points from the mashed cauliflower. It's 3 points for half a container, and it is so filling. So chicken, ground turkey, the shrimp that we talked about, I keep all of those on hand for 0 point protein to add to a meal. We talked about frozen fruit to mix with yogurt. Y'all, I keep fresh fruit on hand all the time. I think actually right now, I think you can see my fruit corner over there, which is generally an absolute catastrophe right now. A lot of my fruit is on the counter in front of me, but bananas, y'all know we use bananas in stuff like as a sweetener. I haven't been able to make miracle muffins in a while because I keep eating all my bananas, so they haven't gotten overripe. Well, I have half a dozen over there and half a dozen right here, so I'm hoping some of these will get overripe so I can make some miracle muffins. But I've got apples, I've got cuties. I will eat fruit, and especially, we've talked before about how fruit by itself I feel like it makes me hungrier. So I'll eat fruit with yogurt, or y'all can't even see what this is. I hope this doesn't look, it does look gross. I'm sorry, because I've been dipping bananas in it. But fruit with chocolate hummus, I shouldn't even focus on that. We made this last week. Y'all, it is so good. I think I told you it's 1/8 of a cup. It's 1/4 of a cup. So 1/4 of a cup of unsweet cocoa powder to a can of chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, as my daddy would call them. And then I just put in monk fruit sweetener to taste. I put in as much of the almond milk as I need to get the consistency that I want, a little bit of vanilla, and I told y'all it's 1 point for 2 tablespoons. I recalculated. I think that was when I was making it with honey, because honey has points. With the monk fruit sweetener, it's 0 points. Y'all, I have been eating this so much. This thing was full 4 days ago, and you can see I need to make some more. It's so good. It kills my sweet tooth. It's chocolate, and it's really good with fruit. And it makes fruit filling for me because this has protein. So that's a fantastic option for me. Absolute must-have. So the garbanzo beans, or chickpeas, are a must keep on hand, and a must make and keep on hand is hummus. So I keep chocolate hummus, and then this is the, what was this? Roasted red pepper hummus that we made last week. I'll make this. I'll make plain hummus. Whatever kind of hummus, I keep this on hand for dipping my carrots. If you've been watching for any amount of time at all, you know that I have these all the time. The only reason these weren't in my grocery haul is because I already had them in the fridge. So carrots dipped in hummus, or dipped in hummus and homemade ranch dip, which I say that to sound fancy. Y'all, all this is plain non-fat Greek yogurt with that ranch seasoning. I think I put up my ranch seasoning. Ranch seasoning and a little bit of like garlic powder or onion powder and some salt mixed in to cut the sweetness. Mix it up, 0 points, dip stuff in it. And that's really filling because it's yogurt. So all of those are must-haves for me. Along those same lines, we talked about cottage cheese with the no sugar added canned fruit. That's a great option for a snack, along with a Built Bar. Built Bar, sorry, this is super crinkly. Y'all, I have a bunch of flavors of Built Bar. I just always grab this one because this is the box that's closest to the edge. But Built Bars are about 3 points each. Some of them are 4 points, but they have a lot of protein and they're very filling, especially with maybe some cottage cheese and fruit, or yogurt and fruit, or just a piece of fruit. Super filling, great snack because of all of the protein. So Built Bar with something, great snack. Now there are lots of protein bars out there, but y'all just be careful of the calories in them. Some of them I think might have more calories than you think they do. So just be aware of the calories in the protein bars that you're eating. Did we mention popcorn? Y'all know that popcorn is a biggie for me. I have my little not fryer, I have my little microwave popcorn popper. So I'll just pour popcorn in here, pop it in the microwave oven, and it's 0 points. Quickie snack. Y'all, if you can even like tolerate popcorn, see if you can get yourself to eat popcorn as a snack, because like it's not overly filling, but it can take the edge off of your hunger long enough to get you to the point where you can make good choices. And maybe like popcorn and some almonds or popcorn and some peanuts. So even though those others have some points, the popcorn will bulk them up and help you again, just maybe sort of knock the edge off your hunger so that you can make some good choices. And finally, I think my last absolute 100% go-to must have on hand is eggs. I always have raw eggs, obviously, so I can like cook them up and make eggy things like a fried egg sandwich or scrambled eggs or something. And I also keep boiled eggs on hand because that's another great peel it quickly and eat it snack. It's protein. And if I'm really hungry and really think I'm fixing to make some bad choices, I grab a couple of eggs, eat those. It knocks the edge off the hunger. So even if it doesn't fill me up, which 2 eggs can be kind of filling, but even if it doesn't fill me up, it calms me down enough that I can start making good choices. So I always have eggs on hand. All right, y'all, that's it. Now I have another pile of food on my counter that I need to clean up. So let me get this cleaned up. And I want to show y'all something that I'm going to make for dinner. This is a quick and easy dinner option that I make often. A lot of times we make things like a big old pot of something, like a big old pot of chili or a big old pot of turkey soup or something, but that takes a while. And a lot of times at the end of the day, when I've been up since 3 or 4 in the morning and teaching all day, I'm tired. And if I haven't got something going in the crock pot, then the big old pot of something is not an option. So I need to have something that's quick, that I can throw together and eat quickly, or y'all, it's like the theme of my life. I'm gonna make bad choices if I walk around hungry for very long. So let me show y'all one of my favorite quickies when I'm hungry and in a hurry and just wanna eat something. So let me get this cleaned up. I'll be right back and we'll make something. All right, y'all, let's talk about the world's easiest meal. Don't judge me. This is a shallow bowl. It's not as big as it looks. I mean, it's pretty big. I made a burrito bowl. So here's what I did. I browned some ground turkey and threw in some corn, because y'all know how I love corn and stuff. And I added some homemade taco seasoning. Browned that real good. And then heated up some leftover rice. I used half a cup of rice, which I think is 3 points. So half a cup of rice, and y'all know how we do that. I put a little bit of water in it, covered the bowl, put it in the microwave oven for 45 seconds, shook it around a little bit, 45 more seconds, let it sit, and my rice is perfect. So I did leftover rice, some black beans, and I put a generous portion of my meat mixture on top. And by generous portion, I mean the whole ½ pound, because y'all, I want all of that protein. So I put my meat and corn on top of that, put some salsa on it, and some diced up tomatoes. And y'all, did I tell y'all I got Roma tomatoes because I tried to get, well, last week or week before, I bought regular sized tomatoes. Remember I told you before I was getting Roma tomatoes? Well, I got regular sized tomatoes and they sat in my fridge and rotted. So I'm back to my Roma tomatoes. So I chopped up a Roma tomato to put on top, and I got me a big old dinner ready in about 5 minutes. Check that out. Hang on. Check that out. That, my friends, is a perfect bite. It's almost embarrassing how easy that is. Y'all, this is really good, very easy. It literally took me 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes to make this. No, it really did take about 5 minutes because turkey cooks so fast. And what I like about this is the internals sort of eat it. And by that, I mean, I will make this for me, like brown my turkey and corn with the seasoning together, set that aside, and then make the intern some with hamburger, and he'll eat it on one of those wraps, the 2-point tortillas. So with like the same other stuff, like, you know, lettuce and tomatoes. I didn't put lettuce on mine, but lettuce and tomatoes. I might put some cheese on top of mine, but the same toppings I would use for my burrito bowl, he would use for his burrito. He just makes it kind of a different way. So all I have to do is make his with ground beef, mine with ground turkey. And so it's easy to make us both quick, easy dinners with what we like. So y'all, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to eat my dinner and go sit on the couch and read a book. So let me know, what did I miss in my grocery haul? What do y'all get that I didn't get? And please definitely let us know, what would you add to my list of must-haves? What do you have to have in your kitchen to feel like you can be successful on whatever eating plan you're on? Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we're most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.